It's 2023, and today we're talking to you all about what has happened in Edmonton's real estate market for the month of January. Well, here we are back again for another year of fun market stats in Edmonton. And this year I'm going to be using a new batch of stats that we're using from the Edmonton Real Estate Board. And in these stats, we are finding out about Edmonton's high rollers. What does that mean? We're going to find out every single month how much the most expensive house that sold in Edmonton was. We're going to go over average days on market. We're going to go over the market in terms of how many listings are active, how many sales are happening, and what the average price is here for single family homes in Edmonton. So the most expensive house that sold in January for single family home detached in Edmonton, Alberta was $1,770,000. Now take a guess at what community that is. Glenora is the community that this house sold in. Glenora is a beautiful downtown core neighborhood, one of the most expensive and historically rich areas in Edmonton. And that is where this most expensive single family detached home sold. Now, just for interest's sake, there was the semi-detached highest price point was $739,000. Semi-detached means it's a duplex. It's not completely detached on its own. And the row townhouses, $545,000. And the most expensive condo that sold in January was $700,000. Yep, you got it. It was $700,000, and I don't know what the condo fees would have been on that condo building. Okay, so how many new listings came onto the market in January of 2023? So for new listings, we had 1,649 properties come onto the market. So for the total inventory right now, we have 3,837 listings. So it's no big surprise that we went up by 83% of new listings, because in December, it's known to not have a whole lot of new listings. It's the end of the year, it's cold, it's Christmas. People don't typically put their houses on the market in December. So we're already starting to see January start to change, and February is also continues to follow suit. We tend to see higher inventory levels in February, March, April. Now that being said, what is going on with the sales in Edmonton's market? So if we take a look at the sales in Edmonton's single family home market, 704 properties sold in the month of January. That is up from last month and up from last year at this time. So that's a good sign. People are starting to probably realize that the interest rates are going to be what they're going to be. Fixed rates are actually not that bad. Variable rates are still kind of unpredictable. We still have announcements throughout the year. However, there is prediction that the interest rates are going to be leveling off and not continually increasing like we saw last year. And they are predicting a slight decrease by the end of the year, but it's not really worth waiting till the end of the year, because we're talking about so slight of a decrease you probably wouldn't even know. So if you are looking to buy a home this year, it's important to make sure all of your pre-approval stuff is taken care of. And if you're looking to sell your house, the prime time to sell your house is when there's more demand. Now, as the months start to warm up, spring market basically means more buyers are coming out. There's more confidence in the market, and so you're going to start to see sales rise, and I won't be surprised if our 704 number continues to increase in February. So the average sales price in January for a single family home was $449,000, slightly less month over month and year over year. Nothing too crazy, because like I said, the trend is pretty typical where December is lower and January starts to rise. Last year at this time, we were also coming into a very insanely hectic year. So starting to compare numbers from February on is going to be not quite comparing things to what they should normally be. We're comparing things to an abnormal year. Now, February does tend to get busier, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're still not as high as last year. We hit over $500,000 as our average single family price in the peak. I predict we're going to stay in and around that $450 to $480 for the average price point in single family homes in Edmonton this year. So if you look at the average days on market for January 2023, you'll see that we went up into 64 days. We haven't seen that number for quite some time now. Last year it was 52. Like I said earlier, the property started to move even quicker and quicker near the end of January and then February. So 64 days is just over 2 months, and we were seeing this number right before the last couple of years. This was actually quite normal. Anywhere from 50 to 60 days was what we saw in the Edmonton real estate market. However, depending on if you do all the right things, preparing your your house for sale, marketing your house for sale, and the price right, you don't need to sit on the house for 64 days. I don't need to sit on the market for 64 days. You could probably guess you're sitting on the house too. But we have seen our properties get on the market. If they're priced right, they're still seeing multiple offers. So those haven't gone away. And the highest price point demand is gonna be that $350,000 to $450,000 starter price home. You're also gonna be dealing with investors. You're gonna be dealing with downsizers in that market. The highest demand is in that price point. So if you are looking to upgrade your home, this is perfect because you're selling your home in that $350,000 to $450,000 range, and the sales over $600,000 are a lot quieter, which means you have a lot less competition. Now, this is also dependent on the area that you're looking to go into. If you're moving from the suburbs into the more infill demand areas, you're gonna have a little bit of a teeter-totter there because infills are always high demand, and we're gonna be dealing with the lack of inventory there or more competition. And in the suburbs, you're dealing with the new builds. The builders are starting to come down in price now, and in our new build series this year, you're gonna hear more about like what the update is, what's going on, what are the new things that our builders are confronting with. Last year and the years before, it's been materials that have been a problem, and now we're starting to see labor shortages causing an issue. So we'll see if the timelines start to adjust. I know some builders have now spec products, and spec products are houses that are already built, ready for people to buy, and they didn't have that last year, so we were really short on product, and so the demand was high, and they pushed the prices right through the roof. Now, these are not included in this market stats because this is all the properties that have sold on the residential market with Edmonton Real Estate Market Board, and they don't record necessarily all of the new build sales. So what does that mean for you if you're looking to make a move in Edmonton's real estate market in spring of 2023? It means spring's actually already here. It's already February, the time that you're seeing this video, and spring literally starts in February. We're already starting to see a pickup in market, and March and April is going to be really heightened. So if you were a buyer, make sure to talk to a mortgage broker, get everything figured out and sorted. Don't just wait around and hope that when you find the house, then you'll do it. Same thing as if you're looking to buy your next place, you're upgrading and you have to sell a house, market isn't the same as it was last year. We need to figure out what the value of your home, figure out what we're working with, and see how long it's going to take to sell your house before you even entertain that buying side of things. If you have any questions, make sure to send me a DM and we'll talk to you next month.